Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. This week's artist is the Beastie Boys. Today we're talking about the mix-up. I'm your host, Jason. With me is Tony, Tim,
That's me.
and Bill.
You son of a bitch.
Poser. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Check out our socials. We have a Discord. It's free to join, so join it. Come bullshit with us. What else? Patreon link. Sign up for it. Get some behind-the-scenes cut content. Too racy for YouTube. So yeah, the mix-up. Y'all go watch that International Noise Conspiracy one. It's a good one.
So I'll start this one off. I'm going to take you guys on a journey to the center of Bill's mind.
Ooh. Let me strap in.
Uh-huh.
So I get up here, I put on, B for My Name. I find the playlist that has all these songs on it. I'm like, all right, Beastie Boys went, kind of more mature lyrics, more, professional, not professional sounding, but, grew up per se almost last album. And I'm like, all right, they went back some older hip hop with some like, newer kind of like some techno funky sounds here and there. So I was curious where they were gonna go for it. So I'm listening to B for My Name. I'm like, all right, so this is like sounding really old. Like, this would be a really cool, you know, like a loading screen on a video game, maybe. And then 14th Street Break happens. It's like, just kidding. This would be a phenomenal loading screen on a video game. And I mean that in the most complimentary way possible on that. Because you know what? Some of my favorite songs and instrumentals come from video game loading screens or cutscenes, stuff of that nature.
A lot of soundtrack.
And then I got to number track 3. I went, wait a minute. Where's the vocals? And then I got to the gala event. It's like, oh shit. Are these all instrumentals? And then I Googled that and went, oh shit. They are. Huh.
So you went into this not knowing it was an instrumental record.
I didn't know it was an instrumental until I listened. That's exactly how this is a journey in Bill's mind as I'm unraveling this album.
That's fair.
That being said, I'll say the gala event, it's a phenomenal instrumental. Electric Worm, I wasn't as much of a fan of though. Like it sounded really fun and funky, but it wasn't as fun of an instrumental for me. And then just these others as we're going around here, the Freaky Hajiki, that was really cool. I don't think Off the Grid was, but Rat Cage was like a music video instrumental, right? I'm trying to remember, it was either Off the Grid or the Rat Cage. One of them was. And I'm like, all right, this is the Beastie Boys, who've always had great music videos. How the fuck are they going to do an instrumental music video? And you know what?
They're not.
They fucking pulled it off. Probably one of, if not the best instrumental music video I've seen. And I feel bad that I can't remember which one it was, Off the Grid or Rat Cage.
Watch them both.
It wasn't just like a stupid visualizer that bands do nowadays.
No, it was a legitimate, it was like a Saturday Night Noir music video, black and white. Like,
I haven't seen that.
Really cool. But then yeah, going through then the end of this, it was kind of felt like they were going between like a futuristic, somewhat techno. I don't know how else to describe it. But then there's other times they're going back to real, like, even older than they did the last album. Like, as I said, like that 50s or 60s, like, noir type sound coming through on the instrumental. which I absolutely love. That sound. And, when I got to the end of this, I realized this was probably the first true instrumental album I've sat through in my life and not hated myself afterwards. And like once I hit like ones where it was like an orchestra playing, like, okay, why the fuck did I just listen to this? Well, like a Mozart disc. All right, yeah, it's good music. I don't want to sit into an hour just listening to, Mozart on repeat. Like, for some people, that's what they want to do. But for me, Beastie Boys, they made an instrumental album. And you know what? The world was better off for it.
They won a Grammy for this.
Yeah.
I can believe it. Like, it's some really cool instruments going on. It's like, this was this is by far, not that I listen to instrumental albums often, but like there's some top songs almost potential off of this album if it was a different band discography other than Beastie Boys, but like these are some solid instrumentals. Um, because actually I think the bonus tracks here, I Politic, I also got to listen to it. That one again was a really cool, funky, like instrumental going on.
Yeah, I think that was like an EP they put out
Yeah.
at the same time.
Well, and wasn't there like the deluxe edition too, where you could get like the 2-disc version?
I'm not sure. I think on vinyl it's an LP EP.
On the vinyl, it's two separate things, but I think the CD version they had a deluxe edition that you could get it all.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I guess question from the guy who went into this not knowing it was an instrumental. What do we know what the thought process was behind them making this guy a full instrumental album? Was it to just to prove that they could?
Well, and
Or
now
did they-
everybody knew that they could. I think this is just kind of where they were at. And it had been a couple years since the last one. The hot sauce committees were taking a little bit of time. I always felt this was more of a stopgag. Like, hey, we're going to put something out. Everybody knew at the time it was an instrumental record. Like, it surprised very few people. They advertised the shit out of it being an instrumental record. There was a tour for it. So I always thought it was just kind of a reason for them to, get into instrument mode for the tour.
I kind of always thought this was we're putting out an instrumental album because we're the Beast Boys and we can.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, fuck off.
And we didn't talk about it, but there was an EP called In Sounds from the Way Out, which kind of compiled all their instrumental tracks from like Paul's Boutique through Ill Communication. And it did really well.
Yeah.
I mean,
instrumentals aren't nothing new to the Beasties. Like,
yeah. As far as instrumentals go, it's fantastic. It's fun. You put this on, you play some fucking video games or whatever you want to do. It's a great album.
Yeah, there's a difference between like getting in the mindset of like I want to hear Beastie Boys Ill Communication and then getting like instrumental after instrumental here and there scattered throughout, as opposed to I want to listen to the Beastie Boys mix up. Like, it's a different mindset going in. You're like, you're ready for a full instrumental, And this is a great fucking record. I don't have many notes, but like, Off the Grid's a highlight for me. The Melee is a fun one. Dramatically Different has like an Indian vibe going on. The closing track is smooth as shit.
I had fun with every fucking song on this album. But
there's a lot of lounge music.
You're sitting here like, yo,
scattered throughout. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid fucking album.
Yep.
I can't wait to do Is It Art and talk about that artwork.
Yeah, I
No,
got.
and it always kind of hammered home to me. Like everybody knows the Beastie Boys as this hip hop group, like they're three MCs, but going all the way back to Pollywog Stew, these guys actually play instruments and have gotten really good at it throughout the years.
Yeah.
This album was. They were like, you know what? I want to do this, and that's it. Like they wanted to do this album, and then they were having a great time. It's good music. It's fun. If if you're sitting there and listening to all the Beastie Boys albums to review it, and you never heard this, it's gonna throw you for a loop. Like, but it's
But
fucking
at
it's
this
a great
point, it
time.
shouldn't be a surprise either. You've heard enough of this scattered throughout the albums.
It's enough scattered throughout the albums. It's enough to know that these guys go off the rails sometimes whenever they fucking feel like it, and it's kind of quintessential with them. Like they're just like, you
Yeah.
know what, bucket. Let's do an instrumental, and they did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely pick it up on vinyl.
Yeah,
It is like a good, like, chill record to just throw on in the background type. All right, anybody got anything else to add? It's a lot. It's hard to talk about it. But yeah, they won a Grammy for it.
it did.
It's a great album.
What was the
Tim?
Grammy for? Out of curiosity.
Best instrumental pop album, I believe.
That's a category.
And they deserved it.
Absolutely a category. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
best
what they were up against.
packaging is a category.
Yeah. Well deserved though.
Whose turn is it?
It's Tim's turn.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Difficult one.
It is a difficult one, but I also think it might be an easy one. I don't know if anybody's going to actually put it above
Three of
an
us got
album with
license.
words.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's sarcastic.
Does anybody here like it more than Ill Communication?
My final
Well, I
notes-
don't like it more than ill communication. But I got ill communication number 2, so.
Well, sure, but everybody
Yes,
else.
Evan likes it more.
number one.
No,
Number one!
Number one.
My notes say without lyrics
Hot
though,
take.
you're missing some of what make the Beastie Boys great. Like their music's
Sure.
great, but the lyrics are great too, and the flow and the So I mean, I gotta put it at number 7.
How about you, Tony? Do you putting it above Ill Communication?
No.
Tony's like, why are you even asking me? What the fuck?
Just making sure. For Bill, I think Bill might do a wild card here and say it is better than To the Five Boroughs.
Wow, Bill, what's he gonna do?
Part with the Beastie Boys is how good their lyrics are.
That's
So
the
no,
problem.
it's going to be in last place.
But at the same time, this is probably one of my favorite instrumental albums of all time that I've heard to date.
Sure.
Number one.
As controversial as this might be, I'm going to have it at number 6.
Okay.
Those fucking millennials, man.
Color codes tell it all. I don't know.
Fucking Gen Z.
What are you doing, Tim?
I mean, the color code will tell all, but it's not better than Ill Communication.
Yeah. Color code will tell all. Stick around for that. because the color code will be revealed on the next episode of Old Drunken Discography, where we talk Hot Sauce Committee Part 2. And stick around, like and subscribe. Next week we're doing 1998, so we'll be talking about Hello Nasty again on that video, along with every other album come out in 98 that's worth a fuck.
And some that aren't.
And some that aren't, because some people like to put weird stuff on there. But Wild Bill gets crazy. You know it. You love it. Stick around for it. We got Led Zeppelin coming up. We got Outkast coming up. Tony might return for Outkast. So stick around for that. And as always, be safe. And what, Wild Bill?
Listen to an instrumental album once in a while.
So,
And make sure it's the mix-up.
Yeah, make sure it's mixed up.
Or the Secret Cheat 3. And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.